All right, guys, we're here. We're back. Pit Chatter Podcast, live from the Hex Haunted Attractions Tower here at Franklin County Speedway, high above. Well, not really that high, but, I mean, you know.
We're
it
above
is
ground.
Above the start-finish line here at Franklin County Speedway. You heard that other voice there. That is not Noah Hinchee. Noah fired himself Saturday night, and then he somehow got COVID, and, well, he's not here. So, I mean, I don't, you know, he said I fired him. Then he realized he fired himself, and then he got COVID, so I don't know what happened to him. Too many trips out on the old tanker truck for putting out propane, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, so Noah's not here this week. The voice that you just heard, that is the voice of none other than Jumbo from Jumbo's Photos, and it feels weird to even call him that because I've known him since, you know, I was like 2 inches tall, you know, just out of the womb. That's Dennis Hall. Dennis, appreciate you stepping in this week in Noah's absence.
No problem.
Yep. He's a man of a few words so far, so hopefully we'll get a few more as this episode goes. He's talking a lot when we're doing the pre-show.
Always here to help. Anything you need here at the track.
Been the announcer, been sponsorship sales, been photos. I mean,
program sales, concession stands,
a little bit
clean bathroom. I've done every job here.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of cleaning bathroom, I didn't know you knew how to do that, or I'd have you on that every week.
Well, I'm too old for that now.
Oh, okay.
And got a job.
Oh, well, see, that don't matter. They let you off at a certain time every day. You can still make it here in time.
4:30 every day. 7:30, 4:30.
Yeah, 7:30. That's 7:30 at night?
7:30 in the morning.
There's a 7:30 in the morning?
7:30 to 4:30 is hours of operations.
I didn't know you could get that time in the morning. I'm
there at 6:15, 6:30 every morning.
Lord Jesus.
Some mornings I cook breakfast for everybody.
Some days I go to bed about that. Not lately, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're not a morning person at all.
I am not, even though yesterday I spent the day playing teacher. My kids are being homeschooled now, and my wife had somewhere to be, so I had to.
So you was a substitute right off the rip. Second day.
Teacher, no, day one.
Oh, yeah, that was Tuesday. That's right. Yep. Day one, substitute.
Yep, day one substitute. That's terrible. Teacher doing a terrible job having to need a substitute on day one. That's all I'm saying. But I will tell you this. They got their regular teacher back today, and they found out that I was a much better teacher. At least I was easier to deal with anyways. Okay?
Yeah. She laid the smack down on them.
You know, and you know, I find that to be the case, you know, every time I had a substitute teacher when I was in school. They were always easier than
yeah, because they didn't have to deal with you the next day.
Except for in fifth grade. Fifth grade, I got a substitute teacher, and she ended up being there for the whole year after the other teacher had some sort of health issue, and man, she was not nice at all. And I guess, you know, I wish my kids would get a substitute like that, I guess. Anyways, this is a racing show, not a homeschooling show, so we'll move on from that.
That's right.
Speaking of kids, though, we can talk about racing. We can talk about your kid.
Wrecking Ball Hall,
Caleb Hall. Got his first start last week. Got a win in the rookie division. Got another win in the rookie division this week. Ruffled all kinds of feathers in his debut in the Stock 4. Gary Smith was not a big fan. Gary Norwell was a big fan of him right off the bat. I think they kind of simmered each other down here this week, but you know, had another night of good runs this week.
Oh, yeah, it was a barn burner. I mean, that Stock 4 class, that's the best thing since sliced bread right here. Them guys, they race hard. They don't wreck each other. They beat and bang on each other, but they don't go out there and intentionally wreck each other.
Wait a minute. I read on Facebook last week that
that's
the dirtiest, worst driving bunch of idiots they've ever seen, okay?
That's wrong because it was on Facebook.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
their cars might be beat up, but, I mean, they put on a show.
Oh, they definitely swapping some paint and getting some dents in them. I mean, I don't – there's, you know, never when Josh Brown's on the track is there a car in the field where it doesn't have a little bit of yellow paint on it.
Oh, yeah, my car was plenty. My car the week before last was yellowed up, but I think that was my driver's fault, not his fault.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're not running single file. They are racing and rubbing and, you know, putting on a good show. We're not single file racing. People's not going to sleep. It's not boring.
No, for sure. On a night like Saturday, one of the things here, like in 2021, I think, I was worried about car counts, because, 2020 was a magical year here in 2021, and since then.
About the only track running in 2020.
Yeah, since then it's not been near as magical.
It's not been for anybody.
And so I went to Southern Print and Copy over here in Roanoke, and I had some discount tickets printed up, and I stuck them underneath the seat of my van. And I was like, man, any night that, the racing's not good and the product's not worth, the $15 admission, I'm going to take these $5 off coupons and hand them out to everybody as they're leaving and apologize. Well, they're still under the seat of my van. I ain't had any need for them. And Saturday night could have easily been a night where you could have needed them. I mean, we had 3 Legends cars here. Absolute joke. Racing was okay, but just, very frustrating to go from, what we had in the Legends car division at the beginning of the year to what we've got now. And, it's all been circumstantial. I wish I could say, man, the funny part is I wish I could say, man, I run those guys off, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really. Austin Sams and Ethan Troll, they're trying to look into the modifieds, and they got an opportunity to sell their cars faster than they thought. And Justin Landis, he decided to sell his Legends car and buy a stock 4 and let his brother tear it up and then buy a late model. And, oh, Lord, who knows? Who knows? He's liable to show up here with a Cup car from the Wood Brothers next week, okay? I mean, who knows?
Well, that's a winning car. At least one time.
I mean, well, at least the paint job might have been for sure, even if the car wasn't.
Yeah.
But, the whole division's just James Folds, folded it up in practice a couple of weeks ago, and, he hasn't been able to run. And Silvestri didn't make it back from the Virginia Tech Vanderbilt game this past weekend to race this past Sunday. Just a lot of circumstantial stuff in that division, and very frustrating. And luckily, I'm smart enough to I've took it on the chin enough times for that. I'm gonna let them have the 14th off for the Ricky Gillespie Memorial Race. They're going to South Boston. Those guys are. Hopefully, they'll all go down there and have a good time. There'll probably be a big field of them down there. It's a big INX race, and they're with the Cars Tour, and I'm sure Keelan Harvick.
Yeah,
and all them
Keelan be
guys
there,
will
and
be there, so.
I'm sure that's going to draw people in because.
Oh yeah.
They'll know if Keelan's there, most likely Kevin will be there, so they get to see, Kevin and
right, 100%. So, so we'll give them the opportunity to have the week off, and then we'll come back on the 21st, and we'll get their final race of the year in and
championship night.
Championship night looks like in that division that Chris Lilly's on his way to a championship since Troll and Sams and Folds all just kind of dissipated right here at the end of the year, and. So I guess he'll pick that up officially on the 21st. In the Legends this week, had 2 races, not twins. The first race was just a regular race. It was supposed to have been a INEX Nationals qualifier. I guess it still was. So Keyshawn, man, he
Wendell Scott won, didn't he?
Yeah. Bubba Wallace Jr. there. He got
I
in.
think I'd have stuck to the Wendell Scott.
No, listen, you got to call Keyshawn about who he is. So.
Well, Bubba Wallace is a past winner here.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, listen, a lot of people are Bubba Wallace haters. I am not one of them. And he's another guy you like. I'm talking about your nickname. Well, he was called Bubba before, but I just knew him as Darrell Wallace Jr.
Yeah, so me too.
When people started, Bubba Wallace, I'm like, well, who is that? Is that some dude from down south or something? I don't know. Some redneck from somewhere? No, I wasn't no redneck from. Well, I guess it is, but black neck redneck, I guess. But anyways, Keyshawn picked up the victory in that Legends car. Man, Ryan Wheat gave it all he had, and then about 30% extra, and spun it out over here, and just could not get to Keyshawn.
Yeah, I talked to Nathan, and I asked him about both cars because he owns both cars. He said, well, I got Ryan 4 new tires last week, and I got Keyshawn 4 this week. I said, well, I see it right now.
Yeah.
And Keyshawn was fast qualifier of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, new tires definitely in that class play a role for sure. Glad to see Keyshawn get him a victory. Ryan finished second in that race. Charles Parker came up here again. He finished third. In the first-time winners race, even though it's only 3 cars, we had to have some excitement. Nathan Wheat, who you just mentioned, that's Ryan's dad, he jumped in jumped in the 11 car that Keyshawn drove, and him and Ryan got together here on the front straightaway, and Ryan lost the wheel and ended his night. He was looking for that first win, and probably the best opportunity that he's ever going to have got one. Both of those races, really, and did not get it. Nathan ended up coming home with the win. I mean, there probably should have been a rule that, the car that won couldn't win either,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I think my car's got kicked out of the rookie class.
Now that happened, for sure. And rookie's next, what I'm talking about anyway. So, yep, your son, Caleb Hall, Wrecking Ball Hall. Somebody said, no, that's Connor Hall's nickname. I said, no, that's Harpoon Hall, okay? One of them's a wrecking ball, and the other one harpoons you. So, and I say that in jest. I'm a big fan of Connor Hall, great late model stock car racer. Anyways, Caleb picking up the victory, fastest car. James Chrisley tried everything he could to get up there with him. He just could not stay there.
Well, Chrisley weighs about 2,600 pounds.
Yeah, the car's pretty heavy. Yeah. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you, if he gets that thing lightened up, man, he's right on the edge of being able to compete now. So if he gets that thing lightened up, I mean, he could be good. He grabbed a second place finish. Kevin Litton Jr. finished third. William Daughtery was fourth. Kevin Nicely was fifth. And I'm gonna tell you, Kevin Nicely, I don't know how in the world he made it around the racetrack. Did you see him in practice?
He's everywhere.
Holy smokes, man. I don't know. He told me what was wrong with it, but, I have so many dang conversations here on the race night, I don't even remember. But
might be where he jumped the wall the week before.
Well, that probably didn't help, I'm sure.
But he's here. He's trying.
Yep.
He's learning.
Listen, that's all they're trying to do is learn some stuff for him, get him some laps, and maybe he'll run stock 4 next year, or maybe he'll jump in one of those mini stocks. His brother Stonewall runs in the mini stock division, and maybe he'll get in one of. They got 2 cars, so you never know what might happen there. Speaking of the mini stocks, man, race number 1 was not very interesting at all overall, But race number 2 was there was all kinds of things happening.
Eight car got out front, fastest qualifier, got out front and just took the lead from there, and everybody else just followed suit and done that ride, riding in a line,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've said it on the microphone. Like right after the restart, strung out, doing nothing. I just laid the microphone back down. Normally I talk because people listen to it on the FM transmitter, but it wasn't no use. It wasn't nothing to talk about. Yep, Wes Givens, driver of the number 8 that you're talking about, Stonewall Nicely finished second. Gary Fitzgerald, man, he's fast every week. He finished third. Dennis Holdren put the motor from the red car over into his good car. Ran a little better that way, but still just not enough. Josh Phillips finishing 5th in that race. I think he lose a clutch in practice or something. Yeah, they had to push him off each time. He started in the rear each time.
All 3 guys in the top 3 in points had problems Saturday night.
Yep. But now in the second race, Josh Phillips made the most of it, while Wes Givens and Dennis Holdren
Dennis fell out.
Struggles.
Car cut off. He found out this week in the garage that a wire come off the coil.
Wire come off the coil.
So,
yeah, well,
it shut down that Pops Holdren Eastgate water heater motor.
Yeah. Wes Givens went out of the race basically at the same time, and I found out what happened to him. Okay, most of these guys, they have nice batteries in their car. He stole the battery out of the lawnmower down here. Okay, he's got a lawn and garden battery in there.
Yeah. So
it's only good for enough laps, and he got all them laps out in the first race. It wasn't good for the second one.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
That old battery will get you.
Yep.
Every time.
Popping and sputtering. I thought I thought he was blowing it up or something again.
Well, I thought we was going to have popcorn in the concession stand.
Well, we do have a popcorn machine. I'm not sure why we don't have popcorn, but that's a whole other story for another day. But Stonewall Nicely picking up the victory in that one. Josh Phillips, like I said, made the most of it and finished second. Shane Hodges got him a third-place finish, man.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get second there, and Josh was coming, and I think he just got up a little bit, and Josh got under him, but this is his rookie season.
Yep.
He's doing better each time he comes up here.
He is.
So, but they come for practice, and you got to practice if you want to get better. You don't get a lot of practice laps up here on race day. No. So anytime you get an opportunity to get up here and get you some laps, I know Caleb come up here for early practice because he tore his car up, and Wes fixed it back for him, and Wes tested it, and it was real, real loose, and Caleb can't drive it like Wes could.
Yeah.
So he got him some morning practice, got his car dialed in, and
yeah, those practices are important, man, for sure. Shane getting a third-place finish, I said last week he was either 15, 16, or 17. I hit it right on the head. He was 16.
16.
And got him a third-place finish, getting him on the podium, so that was good for him. Josh Brown ended up fourth,
he was just out there riding. He survived.
And a lot better this week. He's getting more laps in that thing. He's been running stock 4, and it's a whole different program. And he's still, I guess he ain't. They had to push him off too. So whatever clutch or whatever's the matter with that thing.
Yeah, them 2300s are rough on clutches and starters and.
Oh, for sure. Jason Campbell coming home 5th. Man, Gary Fitzgerald had a great run going in that one. Looked like he was driving away to victory, and I didn't see what happened. I don't even know.
Well, he said his spotter kept telling him, he was ahead like 3 cars or whatever, but he said he really didn't know what he meant by that or something. So he running a little bit hard, and he pancaked the wall here.
Ah, okay.
So he's getting it fixed.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
I think he'll be here on the 14th in another car.
Oh, his black car?
Yeah, I think he's got the itch again.
Yeah,
Come a little bit late in the season, but,
Yeah, for sure. That first mini stock race, he didn't make it out in the second, but Tommy Alley, old name, old face from here back in the 80s, was driving the number 18 car, Kent Chrisley's front-wheel drive over there. So it's pretty cool to see him here.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I've seen the surprised expression on your face. If we'd have had TV, everybody would have known you were surprised already before you even spoke.
I can't believe it, man. I like spoke to him.
Yeah. I didn't even get a chance to talk to him.
Now that there were some good days he run and
family class,
pure stock, whatever they called it back there in the A and B class. Him and Johnny Allen and all them cats. Terry Lawson.
Yeah.
And he had was it a big old Road Runner? Was that thing he drove? That thing was a tank.
Listen, you're asking the wrong guy what kind of car something was.
I think it was a big old Road Runner.
If mine didn't have a badge on it and I didn't have to look for parts every now and then, I wouldn't know what I was driving. So, I don't know nothing about all that. But Tommy, cool to have Tommy Alley here, blast from the past. I guess, probably the last time he raced here was dang near 40 years ago.
Holy
it's crazy
cow.
to think, ain't it?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, man. Anyways, David Duncan, another points guy, having trouble on the night, messed up in the first race.
Transmission locked up on him.
Yep. He took the old 78 car that William Daugherty drives in the rookie class, got him some points in that second race there. It's he hasn't had the runs or the luck that he needs, but man, the way this playoff works, these other guys having problems, he could end up right in there. You just never know what'll happen. So
no, you don't.
You don't, and I don't have the points done yet, or I'd talk about those. But
he was being a teacher this week, so you didn't have time to do it.
Yeah, I've been home. I've been busy. I've been busy since Sunday. So, which normally I say I've been busy, and I've really not been doing anything. But I've been.
But it sounds
really
good, right?
Yeah, I've had some T-shirt stuff I'm doing. Kyle Dudley got a new tuxedo T-shirt out, and we just debuted Matt Walt's new T-shirts. I'm working on. David Roberts, the Rocket from South Carolina, getting ready to debut his shirts. Working on some for Kingsport Speedway. Got a bunch of stuff going on, man. I've been, and I got a couple other people that have messaged me. I got a bunch of stuff going on, trying to get the old merch, Race 22 merch game going.
Yeah, them guys getting ready to go to Martinsville. They won't get that merch.
Yep. Hopefully, got another Mike Looney shirt coming out. I don't know if it'll be this week or next week. Hope to have it ready for Martinsville. That'll be cool. It's a really cool design that Mike actually came up with himself. I laid it all the art out, but he came up with the idea behind it. So that'll be a cool one. And
well, I wonder if Becky would like that one.
You never know about Becky. She's got a mind of her own.
She's one of a kind.
Listen. I've known that my entire life. I could tell you some interesting stories from here over the years.
Guarantee it.
Oh, Lord. I got a bunch of them coming to mind right now, but I probably should not share. Anyways, so I guess, is that all the other divisions that we ran? Yep, that's all of them. So I guess we can dive into the Stock 4s, man. Stock 4, first race, man. Keyshawn Clater, he might have won that Legends Car race, and you would think, man, he won in a higher division. That's the biggest thing he did that night. It was not. Him using the bumper and having the guts to move Wes Givens on the final lap. Listen, if he doesn't win another race or the championship or another trophy of any kind, he should get an extra one for that. Okay.
Yeah, that was a barn burner. I'm telling you,
it was. That race.
It came down to the line. It came down to the end.
It did, and almost
almost
completely 3 wide there at the end. Chad was getting almost up there to them. I mean, they were 3 wide, but he wasn't quite all the way up there. Amazing finish. It's always good to see Wes get beat. That's my favorite thing here.
Well, I mean, nobody likes a winner. He wins a lot.
100%.
Nobody wants to see the same winner.
No. That's like Kyle Dudley in the late models. God, ain't like somebody talking about his tires the last race. Yeah. Listen, ain't nobody I'd rather see.
Well, he'd probably beat you if you gave him your tires.
That's the problem. They don't want to do that.
But them guys put the time in. That's why they're good.
Just like Wes,
I mean, in the shop every day working on it.
Yep.
You can't win just on Saturday. You got to win in the shop.
Yep, for sure.
And he helps everybody else.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. He's made Keyshawn as fast as he is, and I like to think I helped Keyshawn a little bit. I called him a few names on the phone one day because we were having a little conversation, and I told him what I thought about him and what I thought that Wes thought about him, and why Wes would give him the insight on the restart at the end of the race. And I don't think Wes would probably do that just to counter me now, but he wouldn't do that for any other reason. I can tell you that. Wes come home second in that race. Caleb, your son, got a third place finish.
Well, we finished fourth on the track.
Okay, let me back up. Yeah,
right,
we'll talk about that later. There was a third place finisher there. We'll discuss that here in a minute. Caleb ends up third. Gary Smith fourth. Josh Hinchee fifth. Just looking down the rundown there, nothing else really stands out. Second race, another pretty good race. Not quite the barn burner that first one was.
Yeah.
But Wes Givens getting the victory in that one.
They used it good up in the first race.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. That one was still pretty good. I mean, the battle that him and Chad Asbury had was exceptional. That last restart, Chad's been paying attention to the things that Wes does on the track, and he tried to be just like him. But unfortunately, I said it on the mic as it happened. When I saw him run up into Wes right there on the restart to try to gain a little bit of advantage, I was like, well, Wes is going to win now. I mean, I'm not sure Wes would have won if he hadn't done that. Because, I mean, you give the guy just a little bit of incentive, and it's not going to go your way. But Wes took home that victory. Gary Smith finishing second. Josh Brown, probably the best run he's had all year, finishes third.
Yeah, he had a good run.
Jaden Austin, that's the best run he's had in forever, finishing fourth. And, we didn't even talk about it in the first race.
Well, he had a good run in the first race.
Yeah.
And power steering.
Yeah, power steering went out. He thought it was going to lock up on him over here. And I wasn't even paying attention. I was announcing, and I think I just laid the mic down, and I look up, and I'm like, Jaden's in fourth now. He was just leading a minute ago and looked kind of like he was driving away, to be honest with you. But he definitely didn't stay that way. And but they got that fixed for the second race, got him a fourth place finish. He kept Keyshawn at bay. That's the points battle right there. Those four guys really. I mean, Josh Brown and Josh Hinchee are both have a chance to get into the final night of the playoffs, go battle for the championship. But right now, there's four guys going for 3 spots,
right?
The way it seems, and Jaden's just on the outside edge looking in. He can't quite get there right now.
Well, I got two twins on the 14th, so.
Yep. Got a set of twins coming up.
And if you don't have a backup car and something happens in the first race, that's really going to kill you.
Yeah, I mean, are you trying to incentivize Jaden to wreck Keyshawn? That's what it sounded like.
No, I'm just trying to say if something happens to you in the first race and you don't have a car,
listen, all he needs to do is just tell his teammate Wrecking Ball Hall, "Hey man, use your nickname, move the 07 car out of the way here, would you?"
No, we ain't. We're trying to get a win.
Yeah, I understand. Hey, listen, he's been right there. He missed a good opportunity last week for sure. In his battle between him and Gary Smith.
He's learning.
Josh Hinchee, a little bit better this week.
He
didn't quite get the finishes to show it, but
he was up front and
he was
scoofed back a little bit there.
Yep. And I'll tell you, James Chrisley, man, every race, if you watch him, like early on laps, start and restart, he's almost as fast as those guys. He's, like we said earlier, car being heavy, and he's just missing out. I don't know. That's a good night. That was a good night of racing, though, overall. And like we talked about earlier, every night seems to be a good night. But man, some of these races, that first Stock 4 race really stands out. Not just the end, but the entire race was good.
Yeah, stuff costs so much, but I wish they could put that on TV or something for people to see it besides YouTube. But man, I'm telling you, I don't know why people don't come here. If they come and watch it once, they're hooked.
Yeah, it's a hidden gem of YouTube.
I was hooked before my son even got in it. I loved it. I loved watching. Them dude, I'm down here taking pictures, and they come in there 3 wide sideways like you're on a daggum dirt track and don't even wreck each other.
I know. It's amazing.
It's just,
it's amazing how much, and I know people, some of the racing purists, they complain about it. I was talking about it, from Facebook. But, it's amazing how much those guys battle and don't wreck.
They're front-wheel drive cars.
Yeah.
So they drive different from rear-wheel.
Yeah. They do, for sure. I mean, that's why Noah Hinchee's won several of those and wrecked several the rear-wheel drive cars.
Yeah, I think he's washed up for anything.
Yeah, he's washed up and retired for sure.
He could run the Bud Light Marathon.
Yeah, a Bud Light Marathon. Those are Pepsis. Pepsi. It's a Pepsi Marathon, man. You got to get it right. Yeah. Oh, man. My favorite moment from Saturday night was no, it's not my favorite. My second favorite moment from Saturday night was when I was over here talking to him and he fired himself because he walked off and he said, "Well, I got fired." I didn't even say anything. I'm like, okay.
Who fired you?
I don't know. He fired himself, man. I'm telling you. Fired himself. And I think he realized that later on when he said something about the podcast. And I was like, I don't know. I ain't never fired you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Good times. And that all stemmed from Tech over here. And, Tech here, it seems like, and I'm trying to be really PC about this, okay? But Tech here is very calm most of the time. It's very laid back and easygoing, no matter what they're teching. It just doesn't make any difference. The people who race here every week, they just say, "Oh, you want that? Okay, we'll go do that." You know what I mean? Oh, you want to see the transmission? Cool, we'll take that out. You know what I mean? Well, this week, there couldn't have been anything simpler to check on the car for the competitor. Anyways, it's not simple for me. It's probably going to cost me some money here, but couldn't be anything simpler for the competitor. And we got comedy/drama hour going on down here on the concrete slab. And I'll say this, and I'm a real proponent of, if you don't tear down, you're cheating. But at the same token, like Stonewall, he don't want to take his heads off. Like, I get it, man. You don't, you worked on your car, you don't want to. Chad Asbury, last race, 2 races ago, transmissions, man, that was a lot of work. I watched him do it. I wasn't here to, see him put it back together.
Yeah.
That was a lot of work. So, man, you can rationalize when, someone doesn't want to do a lot of work. But when you don't want to pop 2 clips and take the computer out of your car, well, you just told everything that everybody here needed to know, and ain't nobody got any questions left. There ain't a single person with the opinion of, well, he might not be cheating. There ain't a single person left. Okay? And most people ain't gonna talk about it, and I don't care. And there ain't a single person left. There's nothing left to say. You don't need my opinion. It speaks for itself. The one thing that I've said on here a million times, if I raced, I would never go to Tech. Well, they've got that half right. They go to Tech and then just decide not to Tech. Well, just don't go to Tech. If you don't want to be Tech, just don't go to Tech. It's not hard. Listen, nobody cares. If you run the race and you win the race, cool, and you pull up here, you drive on back, and you drive to your trailer, well, nobody really cares. I'll even design your trophy for you, okay? I don't care. Ain't no big deal. It just, that whole deal, man, that's just unnecessary. The whole situation's unnecessary. It's drama that is not needed. There's no other group of people here doing that. There's no other people acting like everything's a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's just racing. And we need to get over it and get past it and move the hell on. Because, I mean, look, the season's about over with, and my tenure at this racetrack, I haven't said this publicly, but my tenure at this racetrack is almost over with. I've got two or three races left here, and c'est la vie, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna miss the place, but I don't know for sure what's gonna happen here next year or in the future. But I hope that whoever is in charge doesn't have to deal with that level of drama over nothing. So, anyways, anything I missed from Saturday night? Anything we haven't talked about?
No, we only had, we didn't have, the late models had the week off.
Yep.
So they'll be back, the 14th.
Yep, they'll be back on the 14th for the Ricky Gillespie Memorial Race. Like I said, the legends are off, so we got this upcoming race, not this weekend, but next weekend. We've got late models, mini stock, stock fours, and rookies. Those are the only divisions running, so we got
Spectator drags.
Yeah, we got spectator drags. Yeah, spectator drags was interesting.
They've been a little bit exciting here. So we've had some wall action, some scoofing going on.
Yep, for sure. Good action in that thing too. I mean, Trey's wrecked some stuff, and Ryan Wheat was in Trey's car this week, and him and Wes Givens, they were out there playing around, and fun times in that deal.
We got kids bicycle race.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about Junior winning, do we?
Well, I think he looked up into that one.
Yeah.
He was on a winning streak, and then Junior likes to he's like these race car drivers.
He is.
When they got a winning car, they start messing with it and mess it up, and then he's got to, then he had to get another bike, and he couldn't get that dialed in.
100%, man.
Then he
100%.
finally got it dialed in, and he won again.
Yep, I would agree. But
he makes more money than anybody in the pits.
He does.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
He's a $5 collector down there.
Yeah.
But one thing about it, everybody loves Junior.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You got to have it. I remember back in the day, we used to have a little Langley running around down there.
Yeah. Well,
but I don't know if he's collecting any money.
I don't remember collecting any money. He may be smarter than me. Okay.
I run around down there when I was younger. I didn't collect money. I eat fried chicken and drunk everybody's drinks.
And took photos with everybody.
Everybody. It didn't matter who won. I was in Victory Lane.
Yep.
And Whitey said, he got on me. He said, I don't want to catch you back down there.
Yep.
Well, he thought he had me trapped, but I wound up back down there and got some more photos.
Lord.
Fun times.
Yep, for sure. I'm sure we'll have a fun time next Saturday as well for the 14th. Going to honor the life and racing career of Ricky Gillespie, who's Bobby Gillespie, who's still racing with us in late model son. Bobby will be here, I'm sure, giving it all he has to try to win the race, and I'm sure he'll have his hands full with the competitors that'll be here. I want one that I don't think will be here. I think Kyle Dudley's headed to South Boston to run the car store race that night.
Yeah. Sure Darren to be here.
Yeah, Darren's going to be here. Drew Bond plans to be here.
Brittany will be here. She comes to every memorial race.
Oh, yeah.
Don't matter. If you have a memorial race, Brittany's going to be here.
Yeah, for sure. And so that means those mini stock guys will have their hands full next race.
She could be spoiler for some of them, but then again, you never know.
Yeah, well, if them guys are smart, they'll just they'll be out there racing for points, and they won't worry about her.
Well, they want to beat her.
Oh, I know they do. So
that's just like all the stock 4 guys. They want to beat Wes.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, you want to beat anybody who's the winning person in the division. I mean, I'm sure the late model guys, even though they probably breathe a sigh of relief when Kyle's not here.
Yeah.
At the same time, they go, well, man, I'd like to have beat him tonight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Was I good enough to have beat him tonight?
Then somebody else rolls in.
Yep, for sure. Always somebody to be the dominator.
No, Dakota Walls, he'll be back this week.
Yep, Dakota Walls will be back. I believe he's coming to practice Sunday. Got a new mini stock coming to practice Sunday. I believe the guy's name is Matt Noonan. He was going to come Saturday and let the weather forecast scare him off.
Then the Lancaster kid, he'll be back.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Lawrence? Yeah.
Yeah, Lawrence Lancaster.
Yeah, they're associated with him. Yep.
The Lawrence
Matt
guy.
Lawrence. Yeah.
Lawrence kid,
He's going for that championship. He's got it pretty well underhand. He's been the only guy to run every race, but some of these other guys are going to creep up in him in points.
Yeah, he just ain't got that. It's an older car of theirs. They just ain't got it figured out yet.
Yep. No, I would agree, 100%. But man, if he gets that thing going, he had some good runs in that other car before he got wrecked over on the back straightaway.
Couple wins.
Yep. I believe so. I believe 2 this year, 1 last year. So, it should be some good competition in the late model race.
And the little Nestor boy, he's fast. If they can get him some track time and calm him down a little bit.
Yeah, and I believe he'll be in his newer car. He tore it up earlier in the year. Put a clip on it. I seen a picture on Facebook where they just about had it ready last week. So they should have it here, I would imagine. And he runs better in it for sure. He was really fast at the beginning of the year.
Oh yeah, he was a rocket.
Yep. Yeah, he just seems to not be able to find his way out of trouble.
Right.
So,
yeah, he got caught up in one here the last time.
Yeah, he did. Which,
that wasn't his fault.
Yeah, I don't think he could have avoided that one. He was awful close to it. So I don't know, man. I think we're in for another good two more good nights to finish out the season. Yep. The 14th and the 21st, the Ricky Gillespie Memorial and Hex Haunted Attractions Championship night. I think they're both going to be great nights of racing action, and we'll see who comes out on top for these championships. Like I said, I don't have the points figured up, but we talked about the stock 4, 4 guys there, the mini stocks. I mean, it's sort of a 3-car race at the moment.
Yeah.
With the 3 we talked about earlier, Wes Givens, Dennis Holdren, and Josh Phillips. And Josh is he's in the catbird seat for that right now.
Yeah.
So, but it all comes down to that last night. You got to perform.
Oh yeah. They can come here next week and run, and they can come on the 21st, and it's going to be the best man. Whoever.
Yep. It's going to be a good one. I'm
sure the 21st is going to be an exciting night. A championship night is always most time exciting, unless you don't have a points battle in that class. It's kind of a boring race, but when it's a points battle, it just seems like it draws a good race.
I would agree, for sure. Hopefully we'll have a good crowd out for both of these races. I know typically the Ricky Gillespie race, we have a pretty decent crowd. Championship night is usually a good crowd. Hopefully we'll get some good crowds out here for those and, finish up this season, and hopefully no more, no matter who it is, and I ain't, singling anybody out when I say this, but hopefully no more tech drama, and we just move on and have a good final 2 races and hit the street. You know what I mean?
Say goodbye.
All right. Well, it hadn't been our longest episode, and wasn't our longest night of racing the other night either, but I think we covered about everything there is to cover, don't you?
I believe so.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess we're going to fixate on the Ricky Gillespie Memorial Race and get out of here.
All right.
You got to hit us with a tagline.
That's
Noah
right.
said you had to.
It's been a barn burner.
See you guys.